Fight one of them, you fight all of them. Hey.
What's cracking, G? It's your boy Cooper. You already know my channel about love, life, and loyalty. And I got a little information piece, a little informative piece for y'all today. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe.
One, where's your emergency? Westcom, this is Grundy, the transfer. 25731 Bridge Street for shooting. Sir, go ahead. Okay, 25731 Bridge.
This is 108 Cross 2.
Okay, you're in Channahon?
Yes.
Okay, 25731
Is this
Bridge Street.
Westcom?
Yes, it is.
Samantha Harer just shot herself.
Who did?
Samantha.
Okay, is she breathing?
No.
She's not breathing? Okay, who are you?
Phil Flores, her boyfriend.
Okay. You need to do something for her. What apartment number is she in?
Apartment 8.
Okay, where's the gun at? What apartment number is she in?
Apartment 8.
Okay. Is she breathing at all?
No.
February 13th, 2018. Case number 18, CV 6822. Authorities learned off-duty Westcon dispatcher Samantha Harer was shot in the head in her Channahon, Illinois apartment. Samantha's estranged boyfriend, off-duty Crest Hill police officer Phil Flores, claimed she shot herself in the head after an argument at the apartment. Samantha's residence was the Bridge Street Apartments located on 25731 West Bridge Street in Channahon, Illinois. Patch reports that a former Crest Hill resident obtained an order of protection against Phil Flores, accusing him of raping her while she was asleep on February 6, 2016. February 19th, Channahon detectives explained to Samantha's family that they were going to rule it as a suicide because evidence backed up the theory that they came up with at the time. On April 10th, investigators broke down what they think actually happened. The victim, while standing in an offset area of the bedroom near the door facing east, suffered a contact gunshot wound to the right side of her head. The size of the offset area, along with the bloodstained patterns present a bullet trajectory, suggests that the victim was standing alone in the bedroom offset area at the time of the incident. Tuesday, July 10th, nearly 6 months after Samantha's death, Channahon lead detective submitted Officer Flores' sweatshirt to Forensic Center in Chicago. On Saturday, July 14th, forensic scientist Mary Wong of Chicago concluded that Samantha did not have no GSR on her hands, but Officer Flores actually had the GSR on his hoodie and hands. Thursday, July 20, 2023, Judge John Anderson issued a $15 million total default judgment against former Crest Hill police officer Phil Flores in the deadly shooting of Samantha Harer, who was 23 at the time of her passing. Flores spent 13 months on paid leave until he resigned. Flores had not been proven to have shot Harer, but the lawsuit was granted against him. Man, on some real shit, what I can conclude on this story for y'all, what I can put together for y'all, I met Phil Flores back in 2017. I was coming down the road that you're coming down is Weber, but if you stay on it, it turns into Larkin. So I was in that in between where you coming through where it's Crest Hill, and then it's gonna turn into basically New Romeoville. Those of you know what I'm talking about. And I was driving my homie Jamil's car, and his car was not valid at all. All he had was insurance that was valid, but his plates and plate sticker, all that was bad. They didn't like the window tint on his car. They didn't like the tinted tail lights and stuff like that, so it was sticking out like a sore thumb or whatever. But I was on my way to visit my ex that was staying over there in Romeoville, and I'm up here just driving, not paying attention. And then once I got through Crest Hill and I'm coming up that hill, I guess the speed limit changes. I wasn't paying attention, so I got pulled over by an officer. The officer came up to the car, took my ID and everything, the insurance, and then he walked away. Then when the officer come back, he got another officer on my right, and he go, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to step out." Car smell like, smell like weed and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. So I get out, and they searched the car. They didn't find nothing. And then me and Phil was up there talking, because he said to me, like, "Why you was in such a hurry?" I was like, "Oh, I was going to see my girl right now and stuff, and she about to get off work." And he was like, oh, I understand. He was like, man, let me tell you something real quick. I was like, what's up? He was like, I was in the Marines and I became a cop right after. He's like, my ex-wife, she couldn't deal with me going on tours. She couldn't deal with that. So it ruined our marriage and we divorced. He said, now I'm dating a new chick, and he's like, believe it or not, she's my dispatcher. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. He was like, he's like, she's the one giving me my calls and stuff like that, He said, but I really like her. He was like, she's younger. He was like, but he was like, but I really like her or whatever. I was like, okay, that's good. He was like, yeah. He's like, so just know, no matter what happens in your life, you can always make a turnaround. I was like, okay, I appreciate that. I was like, dude, cool. So then fast forward to 2019, 2 years later, I seen the patch when they first started investigating this, and I was like, that's dude. And I knew he had to be crazy because a lot of the Marines that go in there, they come out with a lot of like PTSD and emotional problems and stuff like that. And the way he looked in his eyes, he looked like he could have been a drill sergeant. Like he looked like he could just snap at any moment. That's how he looked when we was talking, but the words he was saying was different than how he looked. He looked like he was one of the people that just want to throw people in jail. But in all honesty, he actually was a good dude, but he was broken on the inside by his last divorce. When he told me that last divorce he had, it made sense of what happened in this case. Because he was so happy to talk about that girl that he told me for no reason. Like, he didn't have to tell me about her. So he really liked her or whatever. And basically what I think happened, if they said he had the GSR on his hoodie in his hands and she didn't have none on her, then how did she shoot herself in the head? It doesn't make sense. And the way he seemed after me meeting him, it looked like he probably was not about to go through this again, because he told me he was 30 something at the time. He might have been like 35 or 36 at the time. So imagine he at that point in his life and he looking like, now another woman finna leave me? No, I'm not letting her leave. And he sat there and took that girl's life. And it's crazy thing is, justice didn't prevail with him going to prison, but it definitely prevailed on her family getting that $15 million lawsuit and won. Because who got $15 million waiting around? Like, how would you break down the increments? You got to pay somebody monthly to pay up a $15 million bill. Like, that is insane, and that is impossible, unless he hit the lottery. But anyway, all I'm saying is that man is gonna forever be in debt. So even if he don't get convicted, he's not gonna be able to obtain a suburban life. Can't be living in no good old area or nice built up area with the property tax and everything high in Illinois, and you owe $15 million to somebody's family, and they ruined your name. Well, you ruined your name because you did this, but I'm just saying, all of this stuff that happened that came full circle on him is gonna make him feel like he in prison, no matter what. Even though he not locked up and he actually can, have freedoms, he not gonna have so many freedoms. He probably not gonna be able to travel nowhere. If he get behind in them payments, he won't be able to get a passport. Then they'll probably try to start messing with his license if he gets so far behind. So basically, it looked like karma prevailed. Like, they might have covered up that murder you did, but that lawsuit didn't get covered up. They stamped that on you. But yeah, man, that was just my commentary, man. I'm gonna keep watching this case because I feel like it's not over. All the paperwork I read, it didn't look like it was over, but I'll keep y'all updated from what I find. But it's your boy Kuba, my channel about love, life, and loyalty, and my homies say knowledge, wisdom, understanding. I'll catch y'all on the next one.